A very special edition of the debate with Munufie, and then we're going to go the educational style. That is something you and I are going to do today. Now, Senia, we've been streaming a couple of times from Europe, from Africa, from all parts of the world. And what I've decided to do is I have a very special person, a PhD holder, a doctor, our child, or GIMPA. But you are so we again in inquiry. I know so we be a GIMPA, or friend Dr. Assyne. We're going to discuss how we're going to transform educational system in Ghana with technology. Because I've known Doctor for a very long time. Finland, then he went through all the educational system in Finland to the point and then GIMPA. So we're going to go deep and then have Nana on our show. Nana, about all the debate with the Munufie.
Yo, me that's me so na me chair with phone so.
All right. And then what we're going to do is say, educational system in our country, it seems to be a very slow, growing at a very slower pace, if I understand things correctly. And what I'm going to do is say we're going to discuss with Dr. Assyne now the way forward in how we're going to go with Ghana's educational system. So that is something we are going to do today. Doc, when you look at the journey of Ghana's educational system, you moved back to Europe or something like that. How do you see the educational system now starting in Ghana?
Medical, I can say, me started my education in Ghana. Me call 0 to upper 6 in Ghana. I started some polytechnics, but I left it. Now, me back Finland. Me be my bachelor's, me my master's, and I'm my PhD. So with this, I have some experience as far as education is concerned. And what is so good is that also in Finland, ubi obechradie biano, also called teacher training.
Yeah,
maybe teacher training for Finland.
Oh, nice.
So that gives me a broad of idea about education reforms.
Okay. That's very, very good. I think say Kathy will be in education there. You are one of the best because I've known you for a very long time now. And I will coach Radio or Ghana and those kind of stuff. That is why I'm knocking on your door. Say because educational reforms to party are. Now, what Radio or Ghana? What in Ghana? What could school or Ghana? What about school or Finland? Do you think say the educational system in our country now we need to do something about it or what?
Well, Niame can say we need to do a lot. In fact, they have started a lot already. A lot of things are being done, but basically reforms in a course. Curriculum, there has been some reform, but I still believe we still need to do a lot of reforms. For example, so we share Ghana education, our person would compare. I will use Finland as a case study for Europe. Who person would compare? Who say Ghana education mostly exam oriented.
Okay.
The BI so exams and so on.
To what's an explain you can say something is exams oriented. What do you actually mean by
every step BI so we external exam and so on.
Okay.
But Uber Finland, for example, from class 1 to grade 1 to 9, when exams BI.
That's true.
So what yes?
No answer will cost.
And no answer will into we share Finland it has a minimum exam. But then they normally focus on what you can do.
Okay.
That is one particular thing. Okay. Another thing so between compare how are you radio? Ghana a teacher oriented. A teacher who be not yes. But uba ahase no a student focus.
Okay.
Student ni maybe we say student nankasa kokko hwehwe. Enti ubehu say ye manu ya wo mu okrum ha say no ubehu say tem bia no. So mo hwehwe ade a wo mo assignment a ubehu say dey be o try so mo hwehwe answer no. You understand? Once Ghana akoda ne de baba said daddy you have to help me do this. So it is because of how we have oriented our kids, how our education system is, you know, and do
you think say is it the mindset and as a resources na yeni no ene this animal way ba.
How as education system nankasa has been structured no.
Okay.
Ene this idea no ba. If you focus on search based on nkwadaa no a bibi no a mema a typical example meba the homework ba no ntumi nya. The first thing I me catch them say because minim say ni mother tongue kasa me ni mi no yete ase ye kano is English. But no or co school or finishing.
Okay.
And immediately I make us say okay translate at the end I will kano from finish bra brofum. According to translate you say that I understand. So the mindset is there how to learn, how to look for the answer. So that is one key thing. Me feel say ye need what education in my essay you change it towards that. I hope say STEM as a way no be to me abua was any man. See to me yes any man I be boan koda and ye bibia na esa koda obisa or try so bebisa ne papa na bibi we also no so try so obehwehwe answer no baby wo ha obekwa kan ne sa na man no technology uko Ghana obehu ana yesi enye se koda no use phone ne sa na yes
internet
ubetumi am time use sa na up to but enemra ye wumi technology no ankasa no or phone a resource
that's come to stay.
Those times you know na me kai pass me papa me first idea me papa the chair me winning award wo me school or the chair me was dictionary kakraka bi no the ba chair dictionary and me sure so this dictionary the kochako there be because we okay ana because you can get all those things on the phone.
That's true.
So these are some of the enema SEO renting kodano or minim so be beka say woman kodano use phone or there be obi hu ana omoti phone no phone one kasa e what time e won ho a obi to me aye. So as a resource the way I want to make my kodantina TV won't be brave time so also the same thing I see to me yen was ani manim see to me yes ani manwa e be bo ankodano and teachers no ankasa so Ghana school, kodano spend the time be brave with school.
Too much.
Be brave.
Too much.
Obaha. Agrodina nkasano.
It's part of.
Addition.
Okay.
Inti akodano ko school. Normally, some were class 1 to say Ghana ever class 1 to 6. They spend 4 to 5 hours.
Yes.
Watch 6. No abefi. Obefi on homework be 1 to 2 hours we near kano. Or the bedi agro. But near Iro say, Uko Ghana mpa, your friend is saying, Nesri akoda, Nesri, kindergarten at class 1 idea. How much me extra classes?
And they to so books pay so man kwala. Sometimes I get confused. Why?
Assignment the befion edoso. No, we are not saying yes, nkodani suade. But what we are saying is that we should reform the education in such a way, say, it blend what normally in education you have from gamification. Into agro dinankasano, say to me the addition eba. And no bema kodani any aji when you all ye now. Into me this is one area me feel says here the adrians extra ebe boa in kodano.
Okay. Anyway. I think say you are 100% correct because about school in Europe. One thing I realize and I say, as a Ghana ni kaso bini madia, it will be our exams a passing. There is something I ever have first. I said we met you here, but I realized say, yeah, bahano, me na mini degree, me degree wa.
What you say me ha?
And I be more so almost we all degree no free Ghana.
Yeah.
And the baha. But those people say no, we share in the classroom. You see say, omo de ne babawe. Now, but practicability, no, it wasn't there.
Yeah.
When I was doing my master's degree in international relations, I had a classmate of Cameroon nearby. Lady, no, she was a lady. One time I realized from the lady, say, "Oh man, the computer say, oh no, look, we need do." But we get a degree. So most of the lecturers were surprised. How did this person get a degree? I brought a computer, no. We didn't be about technology. But some of us were lucky because we had our bachelor here until they took us through the system.
The system, yeah.
So I side with you 100%. And then one other thing I'm going to say, Finland, I call it school. practical. We say okay, to be a book back up and you repeat back it will be. Or quite 4 hours some of you. I'm going to go baby. But Ghana no akwala o P1 books the best so akwala na dia ba no. You know what? Once I say nti wa benye a resource person when you have the opportunity to be in Europe and then to go and lecture in Ghana no. Do you think say you could propose something to the authorities with time they can limit all these kind of things?
For me, if I'm given the chance to speak to the Minister of Education, is this vacation classes or extra classes?
Yeah, it's too much.
It's
too much.
And you could see, say, it is just ripping the parent. Now, what shares from an angle, no, and yet the fault of institutions,
parents no so count.
Parents no so count. You see, Ghana system no me makot na kakra until no me experience kakra. And yet straightforward.
Okay.
They say a chrome has say akoda be anywhere so nanti more than 1 kilometer and send we drew to school.
That's true.
It's a policy. But Ghana no school papa no who a baby obiti baby and school papa no one. So akoda no go school ne papa go school anopa no. So upon 5.
Sir.
Inti no so when we 2 mpo esa akoda ne twen kopem time inti parent no always want to share part of their burden with the teachers.
Yes.
But akoda esa unya time man wonso awofo no wo kire no wo boa no na de hwem. Into the education system in Ghana no, that is also where I say teacher oriented. Almost everything is on the teacher. Yeah. But the parent must be part of it. So if I have the chance to do a reform, I will have to come out with means to make sure that the parents are part of it.
Right.
They also have time. In that way, it provides a chance for parents also to see what is going on. Let me have one example. I say, maybe my banner assignment. No, the buy fee. No, the buy fee, no. In fact, when to me, I'm fine, into the train, mammy. Into the mammy, yeah, na, the mammy castle, untumi ye. Nam catch any say, untumi ya, call system natural, or say, untumi ye. And one no. Yeah, okay. The point is that they want to make sure, say, akodani bear you know. Mammy will make an attempt to say, Ubabwa, ni homework no ye, no, Ubasha so or yana. So yeah, no to me, yana was wound to me more, and no hand no co school teacher no. Teacher no bebo. That's the idea. So parents are part of such education system, which that of Ghana no. It's like teacher no na ese bibia. We won't say parent be to me ako school. No, I can add into na me bano say. I mean, you should be part of making sure sakoda no beti in your maybe asking.
All right, this is the debate with Munufie. Bashiru Bibia wako there. And then, luckily, me was Dr. Assyne. Dr. Assyne a lecturer or GIMPA. But unim Ghana kwade unim GIMPA I or Ghana. So we discussing educational system in Ghana vis-a-vis that of Europe because Dr. Eber School or Finland and I've known him for some time now. So he's a very good man. Minimum. Until when I met him, I decided to say, "Oh, Doctor, what about Finland there? Then let's meet and then do this kind of discussions." Until I'm very privileged to have Dr. Assyne here. Until in the comment section, we team the wadrenche aba senia oyinibia Bashiru me da se wonso wanyamre na hweme akatapore also me da se wanyamre na hweme. So we're doing a very good discussions here with Dr. Assyne of GIMPA, how we're gonna reform the educational systems in Ghana. Doc, you see, you can't the basic education, so let's move it gradually.
Yeah.
Now you're going to go, if you have any idea of if somebody wants to get educational system in Ghana, how the person could actually get here. And I have a friend that or head one of the institutions, health institutions in Ghana. A friend me say he wants most of their lecturers to come to Finland to get the basic understanding about how the Finnish educational system works, because worldwide, we know that the Finnish educational system has been one of the best. So he wanted a kind of like collaboration. So if I could help, until we're going to go deep down there as well, and then we're going to do. But you say, oh yeah, lecturer at GIMPA, which is like a university. You have a whole lot of students under you. Yeah, school for no. I bring a as we started from the primary school. Now I'm here video bio katachi means free for say Ghana education system that is sending how can pumping nipa say draw grasshopper nipa draw grasshopper and we a blackboard so on find bibia. So in the higher education systems, you know, what do you compare that of Finland? Why do you think say we are not progressing in our educational system?
Well, maybe can't say we are not progressing. We've been progressing, to be honest. We've been progressing, but the style and mode now, and I move you towards student being much involved rather than lecturers always spoon-feeding the student.
Okay.
Now, no enye ye was raw if Assyne ye.
Okay.
And that was why it was important here, starting from Assyne. For example, secondary schools, the method over there is true and poor. It's the same way Nakodano so by university. Now, there are some universities in Ghana, they've started a different way of teaching.
Okay.
So bia watna me classroom dano beka say me wo unique way of teaching. In fact, most of topics I make sure no has something to do with coding. Okay. And I say when it comes to MBA ni idea, me sure MIS, but practical things I may you know. Normally our classrooms or our lab, I go kneel close to a student. If we are coding,
okay,
because what you are konyaso, na makonin chain, and so konin chain, na adie no yen, one in a year. You understand? These are some practicality, and yen mre na na de be original board no, but and yen ye me hina na ye more practical. But that is why I sometimes abrofo can be say used to be to say case studies. So. We share books be brea ye use now. Most of the case studies, abroad. Yes, I'm not saying say they are not good, but what they abroad and actually no. And so to me catch the students, okay, ye who abroad
a
handsome side way ye be solving the same. See to me ye sa near man e bima student net near course to compare near wo book in to near reality na e wo hono a we will say they will understand the difference so that when they get to the workplace they can easily deliver what they are supposed to deliver.
Okay.
Because environment differ.
Yes.
And sometimes, in fact, when it comes to education, we should also look at the environment.
Okay.
That's one thing important. Yeah, care about education, near reforms near the end. Let me chip in this particular thing. CCR, there has been a reform. I think one of the things Abba Ghana, we are happy for it, is the free SSH. Maybe who free SSH and say Yadipa. Okay. But we should also involve the private sector so well in it. Okay. So how do we do it? Yes, is the question. Yes. Over Finland, there are private schools over here. There are few. Yes. The question is, how do they do it? This is how they do it. Private school, no, young fans say private school is OG 100 Ghana per term. Oh no, government school no say akoda bi obeko school no metria sa akoda no 100 Ghana per term. Okay. Inti all that the government needs to do is say obiara obechusu private school no. Say sa 100 Ghana na wo de be ma obi okọ government school no ye de after no wo de ma private school ni no. Okay. Say school no free so be ade bibi ama the parent na tria or the be kan. Okay. In that way there will be that great competition over there, and that is how the Finnish system does it.
Okay. So if I understand you correctly, in Finland, government schools, government allocate a resource to them. Maybe 100 euros per head or something.
Per student.
Per student.
Yes.
Maybe per term.
Yeah.
It is a private school, so also per se, or admitted students, then you also need to budget say also 100 nana.
100 no. I bind the amount.
Okay.
And I say, oh per se, young fan say private school fees 100 nenso no. Because I want to provide more resources. Ono beka se meji 300. Okay. But obeji 200 from government. No.
From government. No.
Now no, parent what the 100 na koso. Yeah. In that way, no, it's going to be a broad way of helping this educational reform, especially SSH, so that the burden on the government will not be big.
Okay.
Because like I'm in the free education for SSH, everybody is supposed to benefit. And this, I mean, core private school, I should benefit.
Yes.
And that should be what is being given to other schools.
Yes.
And this, we say, all the private schools, they may get it. And the burden now, we call CCR Ghana, secondary schools, almost red, gold, green. I'm sure if they push the private sector into it will reduce all those things. Okay. We don't need to build more buildings because the private school has been there and they've been supporting. So that is a way to support it. And I'm sure many parents may choose to take their kids to the private school schools and add something small, and that would reduce the burden of the government.
Okay, I agree with you 100%. If I understand what you are saying now, so if we really need to reform the educational system, you start from you do to say free SHS as well. Then the government needs to come in and then work hand in hand with the private sector. Yes. And then whilst the parents and also at the corner because it's either you choose to go to the private sector or you choose to go to government school. But government needs to support the private sector. Yes. Okay.
And that way we will have it much simpler and easier.
Okay.
In fact, remember for example, Ghana, most private, like class 1 to class 6, or I mean, near Ghana, a friend of preparatory school, Obiaba person about private school. Yes. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's true.
So why I say a secondary school there, Obiaba, ye person oko specific government institutions. So it means we have not collaborated very well over there. So if we do collaborate, it will make much life easier.
Okay. All right. That's it. Many Dr. Assyne of GIMPA and Edin Komo area. This is the debate with Munufie. Dr. Assyne, a lecturer at GIMPA in Ghana School of GIMPA. So we are discussing the educational systems in Ghana and how we could actually use technology to reform our educational system, because there be an Ghana politics, every blessed day that's NDC, NPP. But the challenges now confronting the nation in the etiho and is he be education and another bar no better for me kakra your mama bar for me no atame about any day, but the students in Ankasa we are not doing anything. But Doc, there is something also I want to ask you. Ghana education, they say now can achieve and poor, but we are not solving problems with the educational system. Example, I need to say, we be engineering students in our universities, but woman is able to cry won't me. Be a sense about why do you think that is?
In fact,
okay.
For example, nowadays almost all the universities, I think we should bring it down.
Okay.
Universities who call universities in say university will be to say innovation center. Innovation center.
Okay.
In fact, GIMPA started and there. We are looking at it from there. So they are using this innovation center as a way to make sure, you see, most of these things also is part of how the reform should be. So what shall maybe the JSS buy, JSS ne buy, not the idea was that some practicals near maybe what you be to me aye.
Okay.
Into Sana see a yen at the bar a sorrow. But over truly the purpose of JSS no meaning the way I see it today. But the defeat, because sa practical and near mana see a yen idea no enta engo papa. So what I say, me kai pass, me mammy ye teacher and me papa so a teacher ni. Me mammy na idea ochre school. That old education system now 1 to 4. Not sure BBT said neither work, ni food, ni sanya man. They sure how are some basic
and then
things. Aha me ba no mo ye.
Ba na Ghana
me ba no mo ko school ba. Nans enra me ba nansi me ba o se o ye aduane special bi amam. I mean, kosua bi ni ade bi o chi mam no me am shock. Oh, no. So some of these things, that practical way of doing things, and also you be a book. Except practical things, to say first in here,
Yeah.
See to me, yes, I am man. I won't koda muako esoro. But to be honest, like I stated earlier,
Okay.
Private schools need private universities need they go more practical. And you see, it's also about resources.
Yes, I was about to ask you that because government pays everything.
Yes.
How come Ghana? We push all those kind of costs on the parents, which is very expensive.
Yes, which is very, very expensive. And you know, maybe I see a reform education to look at it. My main throw idea be a me ba a krum ha me huye. Nkwada wo krum ha. So oko school or start school no ko ba obi hu say o believe in bibia wo krum ha. Ye no krum ha no. Because on nursery hono omo start you know. One of the basic rule or a deliberate and your policy or a deliberate is to make sure that kodaning koda brimino and yamo you see na if you krum ha. Into only no nim say dey we ye no krum ha. Is
it in a way that they make them to be patriotic?
Yes. So it's part of it. In the Finland, we become so kotima. They use the word kotima. In the akodani, you know, kotima woni trim. Ade bi oye no hwe. Normally, kotima ne board in senior cotton will be. But also obekwa. Toy na o tama no a ohun toy ne say free hand say eye. Into wo kasa ma kira akodana wa be wonu krum ha mpo no a. Ne ani teacher aka kire no no. Ohunu essence no.
But Ghana na the opposite way. Ade efre bro be bia na papa Ghana de bia anye.
Into you betumi a reforming kodano from that say even from class 1. As you making sure say akonwa ye tena so ho no. Bibia ye no Ghana.
Look say the whole parliament of Ghana. Epa kunyata na yakokra free China. I better carpenter go Ghana baby.
And you see meka bibia to as far carpenter bi. A chrome ha mema examples say a dan kese bi e wa ha ana bibi bi ayi esumbu bi a wa ha no a we say design was done by a finished person. It makes them feel proud. So what I say inti yam fan say National Cathedral say den here you na say yama obi owo Ghana e na designer e be me aye proud. But ube hunu
yakofa bruni bi
yakofa bruni bi yankofa bruni na Assyne ofra brochi aba no onu kwa no num nyansa nti onu ne yede be ma no me hunu say yes some of this is good to bring but we should also make sure say yen no is done in a way so me message say most from class 1 no and yema nkoda no be use wo ho ne ade no we should deliberate make sure say most of the things majority of the things are from Ghana.
Okay.
They are done in Ghana. So when the kids are using it, they know that things can come. That is a reform. You perceive a better reform in Kodana dream. Every day for young starting or honey, they are any
waste of resources. I think say I do agree with you 100% because Nemani Bibuha or Ghana no. We are pumping the mindset onto the kids to say abruchi DNA. But is it also in a way say yes, we incorporate technology no more. Into a man Neman Bibre I waste to send ya working. Wabe akwala or fresh or Finland. Now let's assume to Ghana akwala. They are growing up. By the time we do university or even primary school, we want akwala na won Finland no. Enim Neman Bibre more a chain akwala na or Ghana no. Into a man at Ghana na was I don't mean we say nim bibia meaning way. Then the mind was switched. Is it a government policy say a buying no woman implementing all these kind of reforms in the education system and I say the parents and I said they say parents and I say
me who is a both you see education a idea as your 2 year boy tenasi near show who say has any per call and there has to be a national dialogue to see how we want things to be done.
Okay. If
there is a national dialogue near who say oh in Kodano omunyi party say me say foreign taste in yema ifra bruchi ne ade na yemi da ye pese yes sanu a ese ye ko start no ase o so what I say inti ase on na ese ye hu so okay parents no one part aban so one part obia one part inti ye be any day inti for example say me ba ko school no hu toy o ho ni say toy ni na ye no wo Ghana e no di agora try me talk fufurubia mana. He will point to no, this one is from Ghana.
Yes.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So even say me parents I will be involved in those things. So what I say. But say aban no ankasa no deliberately bibi oye bia no or crefra brochiri ne ade ene ye use a ebe yesa enra me hu ade bi wo social media whereby the current president visited your friend is it Ghana Publishing Company?
Yes.
Emma CEO no kind turn around. I expect to say by this time, books in the they should be doing those things for us deliberately. Emma answer to me can say we even private sector should get involved in doing most of these things. So see to me, yes, I didn't know from there. Me, I don't want to see education as the formal way. Informal should also be part of it.
Okay.
In the parent, no, obia or boebiano. We should deliberately have a way of making sure, say, we all help to reform the system, so that we move from concentrating on the fact, say, akodano bibi say ye pumping in the trim to the fact, say, on one casabi to me bibi. In that way, then we are reforming our education.
Okay. So I think what you said is correct because Ghana and I say the system now quite to say nobody is teaching you to solve challenges, but rather no, you look up onto somebody to come and solve the problem for you. That is why a whole graphic corporation will be looking after the president. Say, Mr. President, we have issues with this and that and that and that, and we expect you to come and solve it for us. But it's also the problem. Let's go back to that kind of scenario. When we use technology, to see, I mean, we are using technology to live stream. Are there GBC? Technology. Is it also the case to say, Ghana, we are not using technology enough? That is why we are not making enough money. Because, let me use just one example of maybe somebody like Kevin Taylor. One man surfaces online and then becomes a household name. Adi ananka GBC and the traditional media he uses just one camera to do it. Is it say the technology in the education system is it what is affecting us more? And I say we think the same technology is a problem, so we are not ready to go there because before nanka I wouldn't even get you live here and then we live stream for others to also watch us. It's only the GBCs and other things and quite to me here. But now with technology, we can easily do it at the comfort of our homes or on the streets. If we with just one phone, he can communicate whatever message he wants to communicate. I'm not trying to say his name or can air correct. He insult, which is up to him to decide. But with the advent of technology, we seems to be lagging behind as a nation. Because sometimes I've been watching a lot of things we do in the country. Let me say, why didn't we go this way? Why are we not doing this way? Why are we still stuck with this kind of mindset? Your traditional radio stations and other things there. But I'm say my name for it. This is social media now. I will take you. Some of them can even take their inspiration from bloggers and vloggers. Why are we not using technology? Because you also a technology lecturer at GIMPA.
In fact, question way, maminka a skill a idea here pa. And in Ghana, one concept away in Trimney say technology beji ejuma efrin crofo in sim.
That is what they say.
And I've always explained this to a lot of people. Say, for me, technology rather creates more jobs.
That's correct.
Me ma typical example. Me nka asem bonibia enchiro.
Okay.
But those times GBC, me nya sure say we be fa wadwuma.
Debi.
But ene what me create there?
The same thing
The same thing.
Yes.
Now, I am used to ade way example with Ghana. Me wo guy be me used to know. He's one of the good YouTubers. That is Kojo Sheldon?
Sheldon, yes.
Me used to this guy also, Zion Phillips. Yes. Me used to Omo.
Intelligent guy.
Let's be honest. Yes. GBC was not going to employ this guy.
No.
They are not close.
I'm because of a rascal.
So what I say? But because of technology,
Yes. And then he has
the
overtaken
GBC
them.
from interview.
He has even overtaken them.
So this is where I see a TSS, see the technology can't deal one, a BM rather.
Yes.
That's the idea. Yes. But in some mentality into me, my penny for be brave in some. They see say technology now what they ban about block a threat. Obe Lucina Juma. When may say no, but rather no technology no bet me a boa my dear no akoso. Example, there be a make say technology bia ye de bebe bi mu a ebe ma wadwuma win abreno aye den no ade na nye technology.
Nye technology na say
so what you say?
Buga now dey.
Me say me use driver's license. Say the way I get driver's license first no now quite tables near 10. Normally technology shim. We quite tables near 10. It says almost for technology it's not bringing value. No. So what I say. So technology no rather no ma how I share near man easy. Another example, you see how call Ghana. The NIA card number, which is a very good technology. So call bank so ko iska. The technology no be use time on be spending. No be use kana man. Technology more introduce ma oche. To me, that is not technology.
Yes.
Because simple niema be so introduce man niema so easy no. They make it look more complicated. Me tell bisa simple question and Nancy me bisa sa question no classroom mama. Omo me adwuma or bank na catch them. Now it has changed. Uko bank say udi sika koto ho. Na Assyne na my account. Na mako na me sika koto. Udru ha chi say offer form wo fill it. Wo fill wi a wo de ama maame no. Na maame na age form no. No watena computer no ho. No wa boss the same thing na wo watro no wa type e de agu ho. Uko jina wo wesi sa time wo chro sa de no. I didn't know one can say me the 2000 am no money straight. Non printing farmer. You see how so we introduce technology to rather to make our life much difficult.
I don't even think that there's any technology there, but they've decided to make it look like
that is why I said that is not technology. So
technology.
When it makes your life much difficult, yes. I personally don't see it as technology.
Yes.
Technology should make our life much easier. So in my opinion, when we bring technology into education, for example, the government came out with an idea that one student, one tablet. Good idea. Now, when we get the tablet, we are going to put the syllables and all those things on it. Good idea. Yes. You understand? Yes. So it will make sure as a student, be beyond omwo. Me say and memory with the book, Mama say men kai into min kai. Just me the soft copy of it.
Yes.
So my tablet, all my books are on it, making my life easy. Until you say, me ko baby, I'm a fat tablet now. My whole library na mama so na me dey kono. Those times na nka say books be brave.
Akese.
So into see the technology be share education mu a my life aye easy ankoda no, and it's also a resource.
Yes.
Because time bia no to me use ne opese ufa bia no and we betumi e dey aye ne opese we.
The problem I have in our country is one was when the former president and I said we are not doing politics. And now the Danko for those administration, we got past questions to teach students SHS and GHS to pass. I have a friend in Finland. Together with him, they developing a software called EduSolve Pasco. All past questions of BEC and SSC in Ghana. It was free resource. Free. Imagine say the whole president or the whole administration go and pay money for somebody to give them past questions. And it will be at Finland and developing the same thing for free. Or download online. You don't even need internet to do it. Now, getting access to the Minister of Education to tell them, say, hey, I have it for free. Somebody wants you to give him money. And said, I was saying, I introduce you at the corner of the man to the minister to check, say, why are we not ready to use technology? Because I think we are not selling it for you. It's free.
Yeah, but that is why I can say we should try to push technology in everything that we do. Because this is very simple. But when we say, yeah. Sisiano, especially, excuse me, ministers no name conform we ye jumano. Kakra me ewo mo ho ne say when you approach them with something, of course, and yes, so when you approach them with some of these ideas, they easily pick it.
Okay.
And sometimes, so ideas need be me can say, and you need none passing through the government. We individually should be. So this is a good, how do you platformer? Announce. I will be happy say website, and our page in for people to know that we have this.
Okay,
you understand?
That's why we started to use our own YouTube page.
Yes,
to do the
yes,
content.
it's important. And for example, if you can send it to some private individual parents and those things for it, because you have to make a way to get yourself into it. Obiti say Wadamaya. We say I like the guy so much.
Don't know why you're not there. But now he has a diplomatic self-made.
Self-made. So one casa may try a ban or say. So when we do some of these things, we shouldn't depend on our buying. Our buying there, certain crofform or home penifubio or mohono. Way of thinking is totally different from your way of thinking. You understand? Into an old cohono on view or person who you may be sounds and only need your woman need a woman you say. And that's why you're free. What spend the time with developer? Your aim is to make sure that things will be accessible to what many kids for free. But they think that you are going to get something out of it. But that's not your intention.
That's not the intention.
So I think that we should, this is why I say the private individuals should also find a way to get ourselves into the education to help reform it.
Okay. I think that you're correct. All right, for Dr. Assyne we are discussing actually the educational reforms in our country, how we could use technology to be reforming part of education. But also any question with me in the comment section with me. But this is a live broadcast. And that is something that we are going to go. And Doc, let's jump onto technology and education. Semekase, Mame, 4 areas or maybe 5. Let's just limit it to 5 areas that you think say we will propose any reforms. Abama, can you give me about 5? If we are, then we're gonna go in. If somebody wants to get educational system in Finland, how in your own view, the process needs to work?
1, make us say we should educate them pedagogy in terms of technology. We should educate them very well when it comes to that's the first thing. Then also I quite to say AI is the new kid on the block. Into the education system, we should be able to teach the student how to use AI
in their day-to-day activity.
In fact, AI is a tool. It's a tool that you use to make your life easy. Me kaita me was secondary school no. Now almost say no before I calculate O level no. Now you use calculator. But before no you book we near friend logalism. No say bibisa book be na ma trotro niam bi mumuna bi wo hwa no aye. Wo and that's how they use. Ne ba calculator. So what I say and ya ba AI. So these are tools. Say you to me the kaya brabo ho eboa ema your friend is saying a student no to me ye niema bebre. And then hey I who to me ye me ko baby me too kwan. Recently I was in Turkey. And in fact my bet na Finland che into sometimes I say we are seeing that to say Finland. Finland uko baby at least ubenyo bi obeka brofo kakra achiro. Me call Turkey no me na me wura ho. Me be say bibia I had to say
You're taking sorry, France here in Germany.
In fact, me call France. I told me,
watching that.
Me call France. In my life, I thought that when we talk about a multinational company, they say McDonald's near there. They be an obi or hobby. I saw Tibrofo because me buy friend and me who me call France. Me see me delay me come brofo. I buy one catcher. Me say, which was shocking to me. Now today, with technology, you can use AI. If you know how to use those resources.
Translate.
So whilst the person is speaking, it can. So these are tools to help our life. The same way na nkoda first na nke bibia. Let me give an example. Nkoda me unim the way I me papa no mo ko school mo your research. Those times just talk to library no wa show books no mako sa and there be o. Uko library when I should be there's a log we enter my book now here. When sabeka. So these are ways, so I see these as tools. So for me, I see AI as a tool. And it should be something that we should incorporate. And start incorporate how to use AI to make life much easier. So that is one thing that I will talk about. Then infrastructure.
Okay.
One very important thing.
And you three send the schools.
No. Infrastructure. We should make sure, say, especially internet, it's almost everywhere. Yeah. All the schools, we should be able to provide those infrastructure for them to be able to have access, because technology is technology, you know. I say, especially if we want to get into education, say internet in Kahwa a bit difficult.
One thing is that I quite remember, say, somewhere in 2020, because me krum Techiman in the Munufie region, then I told them, say, I can make internet access free in the city center. Almost say, and it's possible. I'm saying, how is it not possible? Because in Finland, you can have internet for free. So why are we not doing the same thing? Until then, the later one came to another done for the crying in Chrome internet for free. I'm saying, how did he do it? Because these are tools easy for us to do. You can have internet for free, and then you use tools to pay for the internet. So to tell you how can I think the internet access is also something we need to.
It's very crucial, and I think it's a Nancy who said some of the MPs, you know, they are trying to provide some of these things for their communities. Which is a laudable idea, and I support them. And I will say, let me use this opportunity to say that I know a friend of mine, A+, has done some in where he is. Most of the community were providing internet for them.
Okay.
So I think, say, you will keep ability to do it, you know. Yemfane say, wabetina brochri, nasa uwo sika, nasa opesa uwo bua bibi uwo kromwa. And na say hospital bed is very important also. Says here this but infrastructure like providing some of this free internet. It's when you have the money, you can provide it. Because we have Starlinks and other things nowadays all over, which they can work in most of the. So I would say if you have the ability to do that, it's one area you can look at it. And that will help the student. Again, coding. Coding is very essential. And I'm just praying that the government is talking about 1 million coders. It is something that they should put premium on it.
Okay.
Because if students can do basic coding on their own, they grow with it. In fact, they be a coding the idea be a
yeah.
See, they show from Koda Mua, because it's just a matter of logic. And see, to me, a pussy sa near many be a bar. We say about how we should do it.
Okay.
And another key thing that we can also look at in terms of it is, you see, adeba kwa a man through technology. Ni say ni pa boni for use technology. Edidi boni. That's one particular thing.
To say your day-to-day activity, your armed robbers or
so therefore, government should also look at cybersecurity.
Yeah, to invest in cybersecurity.
In fact, let me say, when it comes to Ghana, in Africa, your cybersecurity component is one of the best.
Okay.
The government, all successful government, they've been pushing a lot over there. So that is one thing that, because we should put confidence in the people that the technology that they are using, at least there is a trust. Because if there is no trust, say me koye me kota de online That's your true mistake next time. So what you say? So whilst we are doing all those things, we should make sure we provide these things. So these are some of the things that I am of the view. Say, and I see provided platforms.
Okay.
Like e-learning platforms. So what you say? And opaya maba ewie ye sisi ewie wa ha. When I'm saying nanka yese me ba no pa kakra me yese me ba 11. But me try there.
Yeah. What me try Finland I try there Ghana.
Because me school war e-learning platform to support. And today with this Zoom and other things, you know. So I believe that some of these platforms are supposed to be provided to help the schools. Some of the private schools say Ghana no. If you go there, if you look at their e-learning resources and other things, it's top-notch. It's like in Europe. So if we can provide all those things, even starting from your friend is in primary school, I see you to me assignment here, assignment here be ma kodano ewa ha no. Obehu ano book no no be connect teacher na tro ewo Wolma, I have a friend Wolma. Into who parent who say assignment yes be brefie be no. Into sa kodano po ban one can't who him say at the end of yes or be. So these are platforms to support. And you remember I told you that education is not only on the burden of teachers. Parents will come be. Buying teacher need the assignment no to one. Or there are two baby who parents who be. In this akodano be film no be catch say ya man homework but who. So what you
I think
these are some of the things that we should
good point in
put
our
them.
Reason. Yeah, because I think that sometimes I keep asking myself, say, yeah, maybe let's make an example, maybe educational minister and as a tourism minister. Ghana and they seem not to be having any new ideas about modern things. Let me go down. When you go to Ghana, MMDCs, you know, internally generated fund, none seems to be bringing on any new idea. Oko Oba Finland ha. Maybe you go to a place like maybe Chrome. A municipal assembly no. An opportunity to be a simple restaurant no. It may be. Now for nipa be 10. Now it means you have created employment. Then sikana so you can use that part of money as your internally generated fund to do something. But they always rely on government to bring them district assemblies common fund, meaning without you, no computer bit my head at the corner what because if you are not thinking, then why are you there? Into the say how can you be the whole secondary school the amount? You are the headmaster or headmistress or whatever. If you are unable to incorporate any technology to make it different, then why are you there? It means a computer can do at the corner Sometimes I've been asking myself, Ghana were about 276 parliamentarians. Bisa honse do send the casa or parliament. Then it means we need one computer to do I don't know what we are going to be. I don't know, maybe I'm not making sense because if you are only waiting for a member of parliament or MP's common fund. Now one and tell ministries are solicited for assistance. Can no one there then computer. Bet me at the corner. Oh yeah, then why are you there?
And that is why I think recently I saw one MP. I don't know. I think he's an independent MP. Nikrom or say Omuduya in toes.
Yeah.
He made an appeal. You see, he used technology.
Yes. With TikTok.
Yes. So for me, these are some of the things that I expect people to incorporate technology in every aspect of their life.
Yes.
You see, technology is a very powerful tool. So when you use it, and you know, for Ghana, not only the education system, but in terms of whatever we do, technology should be incorporated.
Yes, that's true.
GBC, yes, they are doing their best and other things. We call a program or GBC.
Okay.
If you look at it, they have a lot of facilities. Call private sector, but they are doing a lot. So, like you suggested, leaders within these areas should think innovatively how they can bring new things on board. And that is why they are ready to change things.
Ready to change it because sometimes I've been asking, who is GBC ni? Oko general president and him so what the cat because of live bill. Now machines are can see who I won't find here. But with just a simple technology, you can do the same thing now. Oh yeah, now why do you need those kind of machines there? Why don't you sell them off and then pay off your debt? But you expect that buying in the media, whilst you are importing your man, you don't even need. Because also sometimes I've been asking myself, say, Doc, we have about 2 or 3 things, and we are doing a Juma Corona GBC for I keep asking, say, with technology now, one microphone will be better than a microphone might cost something like 500 euros, which in Ghana, 500 euros is over 6,000 Ghana cedis. By how to start to manufacture these kind of things. Into GBC will work and then buy a microphone of about 6,000 Ghana cedis. And send our Piako Ghana. Abranka, the same GBC in the management, bet me at IT department they are training people in schools to manufacture their own microphones. Over Finland, there's a company called Fazer. I manufacture chocolate. Fazer, the last time I went to Fazer took cocoa from Ghana.
Yes. And there is a saying in Finland that when the cocoa is from Ghana, then the chocolate is good.
It's good, yes. In over Finland, they have a chocolate or ice cream, and they call it a Ghana ice cream or Ghana chocolate. Manufactured. And there far as I say, back to the villages of cocoa and I got schools they have started coding these kind of things. They are teaching students how to incorporate technology and then farming resources. So if a Finnish company Ghana, we are talking cocoa free about the cocoa production, it seems to be going down. Let's teach them how to use technology to revamp cocoa industry now. And cocoa board CEO no. That is the kind of question I've been asking myself.
Yeah.
They are always relying on Abine because they be a cocoa board What are CEO no? What are you doing? We are GBC now the car. What are you doing? We are maybe director of GIMPA or whatever. What are you doing? Because what you wanna say GTech will say amount for the PhD bar now do much say PhD we say enya create enya de. What you wanna do na one kasa no. Oh yeah, to get people to do PhD online.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying that we should have a lot of these resources, these platforms. You see, education itself, you can't change overnight.
Yes.
It takes time. And you know, say, you be in such a way, say, just from the beginning, and you may be why you be from Koda Brim, ye the Hashem Kodani Trumwa. Omunia, there is a different route. Me who say, I'm saying, CEOs now, the Omaban, Omadrin, different from Incarnophone.
Yes.
I mean, you can see, especially with this new administration.
Yes.
Also,
they're smart.
You're doing totally different. And I'm sure, say, reforms need beyond the Enya effect, and with time, we may make progress. But I'm review that we should do more.
All right. Real cool to say, bro, Ghana has been making one of the best mistakes when it comes to technology and industrialization. Ghanaian leaders should ask themselves, why did Nkrumah start with the Kosombo Dam? That is, I think, Rikus, that's very, very good. These are some of the key questions that we need to start to ask ourselves and then try to move on to the next generation of thinking. All right, for many Dr. Assyne, a lecturer at GIMPA, he's a technology lecturer. And I got him today.
In fact, question, I do no correct.
Okay.
You see, we should deliberate. So what I say? See a per se a BB and Nkrumah. Nenyama no ye hina no or share the next step what it will come.
Yes.
Into say technology ni bibi ne per se the bar. As you shine from the beginning, what are the infrastructures you being here for Sadian? As you started. We don't only have to import it everything direct. We should think about how do we get there.
Yes.
And I think that is what he's trying to say.
Yes.
In terms of technology. If we can do that, it will help.
Yes. And I think that Rikus is very, very good. Let me give you one typical example I saw about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So when I'm tema motorways, if you are shaman, tema, you are under bridge, you go under Ketua Bisa. By that time, I was in China, the crossing. And that's how to crook it on a cut in Yeden. But it will surprise you say, and they are quite. Yentimi the bridge, but they are quite speed ram. Ever quite a sort of. We want to limit how drivers speed. It is a one nam. I can't say highway now, but be any dual carriage question can call fast speed now. Udu kuma they build speed rams there to limit the speed. I don't know yentimi and yet the same thing I Well, so because if 1960s,
it depends on how we see things. In fact, let me chip in this. I know, say the current government is thinking about they are calling a big push for the roads in the area. My question to them is that most of the roads that they are doing, are they factoring in walkway for people?
I don't think so.
Most of the roads here and walkway no, we don't. Especially road never criminal. Walkway we don't. So we share a chrome ha. One of the area so snow ta almost in the face. Baby any pafa. Uba sorry anopa na baby almost in the face.
Yes.
That means they are looking at the people.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
I'm expecting say some of the things here we should be innovative. Now I'm saying what's the percent for health? You okay? Who percent for 90? One provided at the end of a man for 90 so no. O me then on 190. So what you say? There be a meta konanti wo ebri bepono. Me bisa me who say walkway numpa o ma ye no ho no. Light na e wo so no. Edum. And this is an area a court direct to the presidential palace. There be a woman who say, oh, nkrofo person konanti wo ho. Emre bia. Why wouldn't we make the lights available? So things that will bring us, we don't.
There. Riku say, let me say it this way. Riku say, power and electricity is the number one factor to industrialization.
Energy.
You can never be successful when it comes to industrial production and development without power and
energy.
With doom so.
Yes, energy.
So presidents in him, I didn't know say there's no light. And as a post is your light in your yet nobody is fixing it. So the question still remains: why do we have MMDCs? Accra Mayor,
these are some of the simple things that we should be able to do. Because if say Akoda onyi na so hu say baby ade bi ofan eho ye han a onyi na so be penny a o make sure say ho be yesu but ye nyina baby ye 19 na yesu. And we don't care about some of these things.
We need to light baby.
So for me fun say reforms, we should look at, and what he said is true. Energy is one key factor. Debi Amika say, if we want to transform, energy is one key thing. We should pump money to make sure we have a lot of energy. Because Uber a Chrome has say, I mean, road science nimpono, baby use power.
Yes, that's true.
So what I say, into it's they are there for you to see. So what I say, so energy be use no baby energy here.
Technology na yen use there. It seems a bad problem that my Doc, one thing now, I think we'll come back to Ghana in GIMPA. Maybe you can start and then discuss because we are IT lecturer. Dr. Assyne, he's a lecturer at GIMPA and I edin komo area about technology and educational system and how we can bring reforms onto our educational system. When we came here initially, that there was nothing like food delivery. There was absolutely nothing like Ubico delivery. Then with time, Walt, Foodora, and those kind of things, they came on board and then started to deliver food. Until we are delivering, we download the app and go phone. So, Ghana, I think you have the same thing there. Ghana. You download the app. Restaurant and also app and be out also the receive. And then depend on app and then at the back end also with the same thing. And then most foreigners decided to go and work for those kind of industries without thinking outside the box. Say, there will be a timer. Now, on Finlander, robots and they deliver diane. Yes, it's Oko shops. It's send him the robot by itself, will navigate and come to you, meaning Nipana and they are eliminating you. Recently, I was in Ireland. They are using drones to deliver these kind of things because they saw say, when I'm Irelander, there's much traffic there. Until robots might not navigate very well, so they are using drones. Meaning in the next 5 to 10 years, technology is going to wipe away a woman who will deliver a no. And now China, instead of driving Uber and Assyne, they are using air taxis because that is more faster. It flies you, then it dumps the work with baby. So if your intention is to go and drive Uber in America or whatever, with time, with technology, let's take Uber for instance. Nippon Uber, he does not have one single car, yet he owns the number of taxi fleets in the world. Or that sorry for my choice of words. Why are we not incorporating these kind of things in our system? Okogana, GPLTU, no technology. Taxi service, no technology. Companies in no technology. Even GBC, STC, no technology. Oko buses here, Kumasi Road, no technology.
In fact, I'm saying
very slow, and they are going
very slow.
The old ways.
Yes, and anything I make can say, you see, the foundation is say in Crofonanka so be use technology, no, and you're ready so be use sometimes we implement very difficult.
Maybe you can also pump into
yes. So anything I make can say education and the well-being, how people see it is very important.
Okay.
For example, Corona by, let me give credit to my school, GIMPA. Before Corona, GIMPA had a platform for online studies.
Okay.
And currently, GIMPA, we are not back in terms of, we are using the old system, how it used to be, So we're quick to switch to online.
Okay. Because you had it already.
We had it. So this is what we need to do as individuals. Because and then Corona by enemy. In fact, Debbie say Corona was supposed to tell the world that without technology, nothing is possible. So what I say?
Yeah.
There could be another one.
Yeah.
Into say GPLTU say they I will say they should try to get this technology into technology to me the year marketing. Me be say Uko GPLTU. How many of them they be or more social media handler, they can even tell what is going on and other things. These are basic things when we are able to start over there. So I would tell, my suggestion to them is that, student na omo ye national service no, omo so NGB, so that they can help them to bring technology into what they are doing.
Need to give them task. So okay, but I watched the video where lady be say ninu yenya gapoha. No, but
that is where America say, you see, Gapoha, no, they already advanced.
Yes.
Into the near maybe or only young but there are certain areas they are not advanced.
So you can go there and
go there. That's why I said that.
But if you go, you're going to
GPRTU and all those things should learn how to get some of these things. Make I say a bar first, you call training bureau. Estonia, Estonia, and yet to say a developer say they had this policy, deliberate policy. Say a jumabia, nothing no job independent. Penny near Kodaba, a biafin where we school.
Okay.
You understand?
Wow,
where we school. So this should be something we should, because I am Kodano or Mobano and Omunim technology, me a computer science in it. But the way I'm a mano, Omu use phone. Sometimes because that is their world. Maybe who is we should add them to what we are doing, and if we are able to do it, it will always help us to include technology. I believe in simple technology. I don't want complicated technology. Simple.
Technology is complicated and yet technology.
Yes. You can see a tall bus ticket. We should be able to buy it. Yes. So that is what I would say about some of these things. So almost to me the young guys new ideas now boy I'm a technology issue akoso.
All right, Abusuya. So this is the debate with Munufie, Medini William Munufie Amankona, and then my Dr. Assyne of GIMPA Ghana, or Ghana educational system biade unim GIMPA. So we are discussing how a bit in the technology about into the Ghana's educational system. Doc, now we I think say another my due time pa my do doc kakra. Lastly, there's something a lot of people have been asking us, because all the minimum say about school ni be Finland, and I was saying Ghana. Do you think say Ghana ni be person about school of Finland? Do you think say is a good thing to do?
Me answer ni say you see, so who to kwaya? When we say Finland they even have a deliberate policy say before we be university no say who to kwaya.
Yes,
they have a deliberate policy. Yes, into no on me mouse car would be kwa exchange. A country no emma ukohu niema foforo e de ka wa brabo.
Yeah, we no.
Enti me no obi o person to kwan bia me encourage no. Wo means yeah. Okay. Because you add knowledge. Okay. Aha na me ba na me sua ade. Me wie na me kira de wo Hagahelia at a point in time. And na me nya GIMPA offer. And na mako. And na me boa. Of course, maybe me more and not to be a but kitwa me means me to me the ebi boa. Inti me no me can say obi opportunity be a person to kwai no. There be a me can say call. So we especially most of the universities no exchange program. So who means no obi to me akọ 1 month be a mesro se call. Ebe boa because we kwa ko hu enihema bebre. Me sure say mama nyusu papa way and our brand way as a typical example. Or your student way that is what's the name? Oh, I'll call US through one of our law programs, you know, exchange. Okay, me sure so bebano. None mentality when you maybe assistant.
The new mindset.
Or the new mindset when you maybe a idea. Say who krum have finish ni be a word to kwano. The mindset need totally different. That's one particular thing. Yes. And you know, it's a good way. And one thing I met stress will be per se or best school of Finland. In fact, Finland school but a simple and straightforward.
Yeah, very easy.
One thing I can say be honest. So be baby says so be or person by Finland the school or better than in fact Finland were website. Into Google study in Finland. And all rules be about how to get admission in Finland. Edibeba, just Google for study in Finland. At the all the universities, polytechnics, or the website beba. Through that website, we who program be a university, polytechnic, and any institution be a. Now, one thing that is very important, they say, emre be an kind of instruction because competition is great. Finish need time for any here.
That's true.
Answer goes straight to the point. At the end of person obey we choose according to no earlier no. If so to me follows no ube who say simple. Now in terms of visa you just need to read about those policies on their interview. You should be honest. That's all. Intro cha ube who no bisi chisa asuma si we na fill form ne ma ne ade kakra me hu Ghana form person ko school abroach ni say omo be kwa kwatena computer ho reading instruction omo mpe
opeso obi na nyama
debi opeso obi na yema no tobo Finland school there tobo na read omo instruction no na follow na answer questions no baby sound so to me yes ade no it may be so easy make me free in Zimana mbedru Finland. The only thing is that those times, no minimum computer issue. So
it was easier for
me. Because in a bar, and I say, oh, our technology is good. Or the link me somebody and me, I'm feeling. Man, call be ho. Me feeling basically. And I'm passing me admission. Me call me interview. Questions you beside you. Just answer is. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, be honest. Yeah.
But I will try so we try. And the
system na becho.
System na becho.
All right. We avoid Dr. Assyne ewo GIMPA na atwetwe nkomana. I think say the nkomotwetwe na ebesi wa ha. And the doctor ya de pa matima twen doc e de na PA adu so ne kakra. And na doc before I major am work on one or two message be person dija Ghana for me anasede.
And my message ni say Ghana obia owo akwantu ofili so betumi abeboa no omra niema edin but sie na ye kan hu bomu a ena ye betumi aye ama na ye.
Okay.
Into wo quantum and yet so I saw bagan and cry. Baby I want when you obet me aye abu bia no ye. Then na me example say so baby internet now is the infrastructure. So which me abu chrome e man koda na omo ho no at least omo anya access through it. Be akoda bi woni phone by internet no ni. Into say mo library school or library no put na obet me provide access point wo akoda bi akwa obet me use amesrew. Baby, I will be an utumi eye because a Starlink near the oho. You just need to contact the right people and they will get it installed. And a bit boa and cordano, ama ye to me add technology into our education. Which you be our Ghana.
All right. Inti abusunya with that dog and swasi eja dog the minimum pa. Inti you say the only thing is what you say o pa de children do mama na me so ba chere. That is something. This is the debate with the Munufie, many Dr. Assyne or GIMPA. I'll put the link in the description to which me like Asher and so and so the Rikus and all those kind of guys and I'm with me join the Yana Damasim. In person everybody 1-1 bisa. That is something I think with time now we need to do because Ghana and yama politics and so Eddie and him kind of time be was a Ghana for online be a politics, but we need educational reforms. So I bet me I reset it. Ya green on na yetimi de ayenema SED ina. Rico said, "Bro, tell doctor I want to come home to teach cybersecurity. What do I do?" And that is a question I think.
Okay. In fact, see as a person bachelor, mami nchira with the universities, at the chira honest say basic requirement a year. PhD.
Okay.
But sometimes they go lower to take normally what we call teaching assistants or assistant lecturer. So what you say? Hey. In this open source bachelor cyber security, you have certificate minimum of masters. Now open source bachelor cyber security. Nasa oba. In fact, me take advantage. Me advertise programs in my school.
Oh, good.
In fact, my school, I think when it comes to cyber security teaching, we are top notch. Okay. I mean, at any point in time, a lot of people. So, Erukus, get in touch. In fact, we have a lot of students doing cyber security, and that's why I know when it comes to the cyber security space in Ghana, I know a lot how things are going over there. And Erukus, just get in touch, and if there is a way we can do. But I believe that there are a lot of schools be brave. In fact, universities in be brave.
Okay.
But the point is that it depends on what you did.
Okay. That's
fundamental. In fact, Nansenya advert for lecturers in technology, ICT. Because you hear computer science lecturers a lot. So these are areas I mean who say specifically areas easy to have access to what you want to do. Yes. So, and that's why technology or engineering or computer science, computer science, we are in control of the world. We decide how the world should be.
That's true.
That's one thing. So it's an area, say, to me, further education or a boy near maybe.
Okay. All right. So, Rikus, I think the doc the answer na aba. But I think say meeting me no Allen Cap now on the doc so akasa at any point in time opesebia on na etwehwe enkomobia no. So we can also do that as well because a Ghana a developer but a Ghana developing so that we need to work hand in hand with baby bia no ene emwa official betimi de aboa mind bia no we need to work all these kind of things together. Enti abusuya ene me da obi bia ase nyame adoma we're going to head back again. Na afide ya try a normal stream na da bia ne da ye no so enti me da obi bia ase nyakopon ne wontena. Bye-bye.